All right. Hi, this is Lucky Smith, and I'm here interviewing Mortal Rising, Eric, and would you mind introducing your brother-in-law as well?
Yeah, this is Vance. He's the brains of the operation.
So you guys are brother-in-laws working on this project. How did it come about?
Well, we'd actually been in several bands together. We're from Iowa, and we'd been in several bands together. Always thought about writing together, but we actually, even though we were in bands together, never got the opportunity to write something with each other. So um, the time had come to where both of us were kind of out of the bands that we were currently in, and decided that this was something that we should do. So Vance calls me up. I think it was a Monday. He calls me up and he's like, "Hey man, we're still in Iowa at this time." He's like, "Hey man, I got something I want to tell you." And I was like, "Oh geez, here we go." He said, "There is a like a talent search type thing that I think we should do." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, it's a really cool thing. I think we really fit well with it, and I think we should write a song for it." Awesome, let's do it. So he, I was like, "Well, all right. So when is it?" "Well, it's this weekend." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of quick. Where is it?" "Well, it's in Nashville." Well, that's 700 miles away. But yeah, okay, that's cool. So long story short, we actually wrote a song in 4 days, brought it here to Nashville, and we entered into this talent search. And we got to the final four, and we were offered internships. And so we thought, well, all right, this is cool. Let's go ahead and move down here and try to see what's going on. And it's just been freaking fantastic ever since.
That was when
That's true.
2008, correct?
2008. Yep.
So since 2008, you guys are about to release an album as well, right? With is that with
Yeah,
the? Go ahead.
yeah. We just did a Kickstarter campaign to finally, after all of our demos we've put together ourselves, we wanted to make it legit and actually put together, like maybe an 8-song EP and do it the right way here in Nashville because there's so many great studios and talented people to make us sound good. So that's it's finally happening. Yeah.
And with the album that you have out that's on your, was it Never Surrender? I heard it is fantastic. Is the rest of your album going, your EP going to be acoustic as well?
It's not actually. We most of the songs that you hear on there are going to be demos, just simply because that's what we've had access to. And now with our Kickstarter campaign, we've been able to afford to have at least a few of those songs, professionally recorded with really really amazing talent. We just tracked some drums the other night, and we're getting ready to do some guitars tonight. So it's going to be a full out. There will be acoustic, but there's also going to be electric as well. Just a full out rock band.
Yeah, and something that kind of makes it, still staying close to those demos in a way is we're a big fan of string instruments like the cello and like rock fiddle. So we're trying to incorporate that as well to kind of have a interesting raw feel to it as well.
What message are you guys trying to convey with your music?
Well, it's kind of like there's a lot of things that you go through in life. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, but there's always a way out. There's always another way. It's not always gloom and doom. Yeah, we're a rock band with metal elements and things like that, but it's something we try to be. Maybe we'll start off in a song being negative, but we always try to end on a positive note, so that see what I did there?
Yeah,
Positive note.
yeah, I heard that.
But we don't want it to just be just about this is a horrible experience. There are horrible experiences.
The end.
Yeah. And so we want to have a solution to every problem, or at least try to attempt to have a solution to every problem.
Hmm. And so you guys are like, you guys said that you guys have a metal element in it. Is that some of your inspirations or?
Yeah, yeah, like other artists. Eric leans more on the metal and hardcore scene, and I'm probably a little more on the top 40 rock scene. You know, your 3 Days Grace and Nickelback and stuff like that. But you know, kind of between us both, we try to kind of blend the two together.
And Vance, what do you see going forward? Like, what is your vision for the band?
Well, I think our vision from day one has always been that there's really no, I don't want to say there's no direction, but we're just kind of going with the flow. This is for fun. This is whether anybody likes it or not. We enjoy doing this. You know, we'd like to get out there and play. We'd like to have people enjoy our music, but ultimately, this is for us. This is what we like doing. This is something that we haven't necessarily gotten to do before in this way, and meaning that this is considered a duo. We promote this as a duo. Before, we've been in bands where there's been 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 or even 8 people in the band. So you have all of those other, you know, people that sometimes get in the way of what you really want to do. With this particular project, Mortal Rising, there's only 2 people. So it kind of works out to where if I don't like something and he does, we find a different way to do it, and we make it work, we make it blend, we make it mesh.
And when are you guys anticipating that your EP will be ready?
Ooh, that is a great question. Well, we definitely wanted to thank the people that supported us through Kickstarter to get it going and get a single out that Never Surrenders ASAP. So that'll be in September. But the rest of it, we have the funds, so we have the people now. We have the people lined up that want to help us. So we haven't set a date on purpose because, you know,
there's a lot of elements that need to come into play. We're hoping maybe within the next 2 or 3 months we want to get this nailed down and get it ready, because we got a lot of promoting that we need to do with this latest single to radio. That's gonna kind of buy us some time to get this album or to get this EP ready and up to par, because it's going to be a lot of different elements that have to come together. But we're hoping within the next 3 months we want to get that out there.
And are you guys going to promote it with touring, or how are you guys planning on doing your promotion for your EP?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. One of the ways we're going to be doing some local shows here. Probably not a whole bunch of touring unless there's some decent things coming up. We have lives outside of the band as well, so it's going to be kind of a difficult thing to do. But ultimately, if something like that did come up, we would definitely do that. But we've got a lot of friends in the industry. We've got a lot of fans around the world actually that dig our stuff. So we really just want to get it out there via social media, via word of mouth, just iTunes and pretty much any avenue or venue that will allow us to put our music on it or put it through it. That's really where we want to be.
And internet radio has been really good for us.
It's been our best friend, yeah.
Because I don't know, it's just been easy to submit to. They play what we give them, and they're happy to, which is that's just a great free way to get out there without always having to tour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite internet radio stations that you guys like to submit to?
Well, I think one of the biggest fans of Mortal Rising, internet radio wise, has been WSBI Chicago, and Steve Benz over there has just really played the crap out of our music in a good way. Really taking care of us quite a bit. There's a few other ones as well, but those guys over there just nonstop, just give us love all the time. There's a lot of people that play us on a regular basis. A lot of Canadian friends too that play us on a regular basis. But WSDI, I think, is one of the bigger ones that really just enjoys playing some Mortal Rising music, and we love them for that.
And what else would you guys like to cover? Like, as far as this interview, like, what would be the tagline to Mortal Rising?
Well,
rock what your mama gave you.
Yeah. We're just guys having fun. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. If you like us, great. If you don't, great. But we're just 2 dudes rocking out, just having a good time and enjoying what we're doing, and whatever happens, happens. I don't know. What do you got, baby?
It's been coming. I think something that's kind of cool is that, because we love doing this and just love writing together and producing songs, it's kind of like there's no real deadline or, quota we have to meet. There's no boss, but it's just something that we love to do. So it's just a joy that it's actually going to happen now. We have the resources, and I don't know, just we want to make it something that we'll be proud of 20 years from now.
I think that's the longest hashtag.
Yeah, is it? Can you shorten that?
Okay. Well, what would be so is the biggest challenge that you guys came across so far has been the financial of it?
To do it right with a full band.
Yeah, because we're actually in the studio right now. Vance has his own studio here in Nashville, but it's one thing for us to record it, but it's another thing to have other musicians come in and actually have all of the elements, because we're limited on what we can play as far as what we have in the band. So I think one of those things would be finances, but the other thing would just be time. Time is never on our side. We actually had to carve out time just to simply be here tonight, and that's one of the hardest things as a musician, I think, because we're not huge, we're not big artists. We still have full-time day jobs. We still have to deal with all of the same things that everybody else has to deal with. We don't live in mansions. We don't drive sports cars. We don't have boats. We barely have bling. So the only reason why we do have bling is because we've been married. But I think financially it's one of those things to where every band starting out, every band actually in general, doesn't matter where you're at, what level you're at, they all struggle with financial situations. But finances and time, I think those are two major things for this current band, Moral Rising.
And you guys are a two group. Like, what instrument do you play, Vance, and what instrument do you play, Eric?
Yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades and master of none. I mostly guitar and keyboards, but my wife luckily is a killer bass player, so she's on our team when we're recording songs. Drums is probably our weakest part, so we try to find pros for that.
And I do guitar, but in this project, as it sits right now, I mostly do vocals and write music. So I write all the music, and then I give it to Vance, and he throws it away, and he writes good music. That's how that works.
Entirely true.
You guys are funny. And what message do you want to have, since you're getting a lot of radio play? You probably do have and you guys, that's helping you generate an audience and get your name out there. Like, what message would you have for your fans out there that are anticipating the EP?
Stick with that.
We promise we're getting there. We're going to have it. It's going to happen. It's already in the progress. You guys have supported us from day one, and it's about freaking time. And I promise in the next 3 months or so, we will have something for you, and it will be awesome. It will be something that all of us will be proud of, and we'll be able to share with you soon.
And
like the 7-year itch.
7-year itch. So, last question. The name of your band, how did you guys come up with that name?
Good question. So, when we first moved here, well, actually, it was when we first moved here. We were actually walking over to our then manager's house, and he wanted us to have a name before we walked across the threshold of his door.
Because our old name was crap.
It was taken by at least 400,000 people. So we were like, man, we could not think of a name. We just kept trying and trying and trying. So literally on the way walking over to his place, I came up with part of it, and then Vance came up with the other part of it, and it just molded together. We're just like, that's what's going to, we have to have that name. That's what's going to be. Moral Rising is what it's going to be. And literally, as we were walking up to our manager's door,
we made a sandwich out of it, just slammed the two words together.
Yeah, just
Moral Rising.
Really loved how it sounded, and really loved, kind of the meaning behind it. It's actually, you can take it several different ways, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like our songs.
Yeah.
Cool. And is where can people find your music at? Your, Facebook, your social, everything.
So you can go to mortalrising.com, mortalrising.com. Everything is available there, but you can find us online. Pretty much everything is Mortal Rising. Facebook, Reverb Nation, Twitter, all that good stuff should be Mortal Rising. YouTube, all that.
Thank you. And is there anything else you guys would like to add to the interview?
Um, no, I mean just thanks for inviting us on.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for the interview. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to your EP in 3 months from now.
Thank you. We do too. We're hoping it's going to be sooner.
All right. Well, this is Lucky Smith saying good night, and that was Mortal Rising.